I now call Baroness Grey-Thompson.
My Lords, I'm delighted that we have the chance to give this bill its second reading today. It's long overdue, and I'm sure that there are many outside your Lordship's chamber who will be surprised that we don't already have this in place. I'd like to congratulate the government for bringing in this legislation, but also note the speed with which it is required. Reading the library notes on this bill reminded me of the shock I felt when my grandmother told me she had to leave work when she got married because she'd be taking a job away from a man. That a minister would have to resign her position in order to take maternity leave is ludicrous and not in fitting with the world that we live in. It is not acceptable that a woman should have to choose between her job and career and having a family. As an athlete, having to fit the birth of my daughter around my competition schedule because there were no maternity rights was not easy, something that is still very much ad hoc in sport today. However, there's a great deal of similarity between being an athlete and being in Parliament. The reality is that many women have to take different decisions to men about how to make it work. They delay having children or walk away from a role they care passionately about and are good at because it's impossible to find the right balance and support. This bill sends out a strong message, and I would like to see provision for paternity, shared parental and adoption leave, as well as the wider issues of statutory maternity pay and leave for MPs and their staff, and that should be included in other legislation. My Lords, we should also consider your Lordship's chamber. As younger peers are appointed, we must have increased flexibility. And I agree with the noble Lord Bourne on paid ministers. I remember one occasion a couple of years ago when a returning peer brought her baby to a division. And because only a peer can walk through the voting lobby, the baby was passed down the line. Fine for that one moment in time, but it is not a long-term solution to allow women to play a full part in political life. And I know from experience of being a parent of a young child in Parliament, and if you don't live in London, it can be very complicated. I know that we choose to do this role, but I really think that Parliament can do better. The 6-month time limit is fine, but we should not stop looking for a degree of flexibility if required. I'd also prefer it not to be a discretionary power for the Prime Minister to have them designate a minister wishing to take maternity leave as a minister on leave. It should be automatic. And I have been thinking about whether it could be better described as a minister on maternity leave, but I've come to the conclusion that I don't have a strong opinion on this form of language. However, my Lords, like others, I am going to raise the language used in this bill. I support neutral language, and there are many benefits in terms of driving equality. Yet for so many, we do not live in an equal society. The Equality and Human Rights Commission has recently said, and this relates to the pandemic, that pregnancy and maternity discrimination is, and I quote, the most urgent and immediate threat to equality, close quotes. We should seek to correct this. The fact that we measure pay gap, employment gap, educational attainment, and a whole set of other metrics shows us that our society is not equal. My Lords, I've been contacted by women and men who asked why the word woman is in the explanatory notes and not the bill. And I will be clear, I think the word woman and variations of it should be used in this bill. I know that there will be many who will not agree with me raising this, but I see my role as a member of your Lordship's chamber to raise issues that challenge. I don't hate and don't want to dehumanise anyone. As a disabled woman, I've experienced discrimination, and I receive a significant number of emails about the many forms that it takes. This is a contentious issue, and in this debate, there'll be many views, and we're probably not all at the same point on the continuum. But my Lords, we do need to be able to have an open discussion without fear of retribution, of being cancelled or shouted down for discussing terminology or having a different view. Mine may or may not be the majority view beyond the debate today, but that does not mean we shouldn't debate it. My Lords, I thought long and hard about joining the debate today and whether I could deal with any potential backlash that may come my way for saying that the word woman should be in this bill. Many from different viewpoints have said that I should be careful. This is not the time to debate the wider aspects of what freedom of speech means, and it's also for another time, but we must tackle the abuse that women face for having a public view on a whole range of issues. Being told what my opinion should be doesn't encourage sharing of views and is detrimental to the long-term goal of equality. My Lord's, language is important. I've always said that language is the dress of thought. As we know, the specific language used in legislation is incredibly important. It has far-reaching consequences. It's about providing rights and protection, and it is our duty to find the balance in that. I've spent most of my life fighting for inclusion, everyone that society chooses to label as different. I've spent most of my life being othered by language, attitude, and a lack of physical access. Growing up, I was called handicapped or a crippled child. Luckily, there's been an evolution in that language. And perhaps we need to find a new form of language to include those who feel othered, but it must not be at the expense of the word woman. One of the things I'm certain of that many in your Lordship's chamber and those who have a different view to mine on the use of language want to stop the denigration of women. Excluding the word woman from this bill and other potential pieces of legislation doesn't help the cause of equality for everyone or anyone. Finally, my lords, can I wish the Right Honourable Attorney General all the best when she becomes the First Minister on leave.